Welcome, dear viewers, to another appetizing episode of our faceless YouTube channel. As we always say, a treat a day keeps the boredom away. Today, we have a special reason to indulge in our sweet tooth. We're celebrating a significant event that has caught the attention of the entire globe: the United States of America's presidential election. A hearty congratulations to Donald Trump on his recent victory. On behalf of our culinary enthusiast and the brain behind these delightful recipes, Jane Fitzcostelia, we extend our warmest wishes to the newly elected president. In the spirit of celebration and unity, we've decided to take a unique approach to today's content. Instead of diving straight into our usual delicious creations, we're adding a touch of politics to our kitchen. But don't worry, it's not the kind of politics that sparks debates. Instead, it's the kind that sparks joy and satisfies cravings. So, without further ado, let's move on to the delicious debate. Ever wondered how to make your political discussions more delicious? Perhaps it's high time we added a pinch of sugar, a dash of spice, and everything nice into our political debates. How, you ask? By transforming them into something we can all agree on, the universal language of food. Today we're whipping up a storm in the kitchen, turning political figures and parties into tasty treats that'll leave everyone asking for seconds. We're taking the heat from the political arena and channeling it into our ovens. We're trading fiery exchanges for the warmth of freshly baked goods, and we're setting aside our differences to enjoy the simple pleasures of homemade treats. So, loosen your apron strings and fire up your ovens, because we're about to embark on a culinary journey like no other. Today, we will make Trump and Kamala cookies, and Republican or Democratic truffles with a pink lemonade twist. Welcome back to our sweet saga. As we were shaping our cookie dough, I couldn't help but think of a story. Once upon a time, in the whimsical world of Candyland, there lived a kind-hearted lady named Miss Belle Pum. She was known far and wide for her culinary magic and her knack for turning simple ingredients into enchanting treats. One day, her dear friends, a family of cuddly bears and candy floss creatures, needed help with their house. Their lovely gingerbread abode had fallen into disrepair, and they needed a skilled hand to bring it back to its former glory. But as Belle Pum was rolling up her sleeves and preparing to work her magic, they heard a knock on the door. To everyone's surprise, it was none other than Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and Michelle Obama. They had heard about the bears' predicament and had come to lend a hand. Together, they whipped up a fresh batch of gingerbread, mixed a sweet, sticky icing to hold the house together, and decorated it with an array of colourful candies and sprinkles. The political figures, usually seen in heated debates, were now laughing, sharing stories, and working together to help their friends in Candyland. As they worked, Belle Pum couldn't help but smile. She realised that just like her cookie dough, people too could set aside their differences and come together to create something beautiful. So let this be a reminder to us all. Whether we're baking cookies or rebuilding houses, we're better when we work together. Now let's translate this spirit of unity and collaboration into our baking. Let's get our cookie dough into the oven and see what deliciousness awaits us. Let's start with our first bipartisan batch, Trump and Kamala cookies. For the Trump cookies, we begin by creaming together 225 grams of softened butter with 200 grams of sugar in a large mixing bowl until it's fluffy. Then we add in 2 large eggs, one at a time, followed by a teaspoon of vanilla extract. In a separate bowl, we whisk together 250 grams of all-purpose flour with half a teaspoon each of baking powder and salt. Gradually, we mix these dry ingredients into our wet mixture. If you're feeling a little adventurous, you can add some orange food colouring to the dough. Now, for the Kamala cookies, we follow a similar routine. In another bowl, cream together 225 grams of softened butter and 200 grams of brown sugar until it's light and fluffy. Add in 2 large eggs, one at a time, followed by a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Next, mix in 250 grams of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and, if you'd like, a pinch of nutmeg. Mix until it's all well combined. By now, your kitchen should be filled with the delightful aroma of butter, sugar and vanilla, and you should have 2 bowls of cookie dough ready to go. It's time to preheat your oven to 175 degrees Celsius. While the oven is heating up, shape your dough. You can use a cookie cutter to create fun shapes, or simply roll the dough into balls. Place your soon-to-be cookies on a parchment-lined baking sheet, ensuring there's space between each one. Once your oven is hot and ready, bake your cookies for 8 to 10 minutes or until the edges turn a lovely golden color. And there you have it. Your Trump and Kamala cookie dough is ready to be baked. Once you have your dough ready, it's time to preheat your oven and get your cookies into shape. With the oven ready and the dough shaped, we're all set to bake. Preheat the oven to a toasty 175 degrees Celsius. While the oven's heating, take a moment to admire your handiwork. Those dough shapes are a testament to your baking prowess. Once the oven's ready, gently place the cookies on a parchment-lined baking sheet. Give them room to expand, they'll need it. Bake for 8 to 10 minutes, or until the edges turn a lovely golden brown. Now, for the fun part, decoration. Once the cookies have cooled, it's time to unleash your creativity. Use royal icing to add a touch of elegance. Opt for colours that resonate with the cookie's namesake or simply your favourite hues. Don't forget those sprinkles or edible glitter for that festive sparkle. The sky's the limit here, so let your imagination run wild. And there you have it, your Trump and Kamala cookies, ready to serve and eat. Before we dive into our next recipe, let's take a quick detour back to our fictitious house, where our political figures are in a bit of a fix. They're all on the roof, tools in hand, trying to make sense of the daunting task ahead. Amidst the commotion, there's a sudden hush. Donald Trump, with a look of confusion, reaches into a bag of what he assumes are cookies. But oh wait, those aren't cookies. Those are dog biscuits. With a crunch and a grimace, the realization hits. He's been munching on dog treats. The house erupts in laughter, but the hilarity doesn't end there. Overcome by the taste, Trump can't help but lose his lunch right down the chimney. A thunderous ew echoes from within the house as Kamala Harris and others find themselves on the receiving end of this unfortunate mishap. Stay tuned, folks. This cookie adventure is taking some unexpected turns. Meanwhile, back at the house, Joe Biden has found a new pastime: paper plane making. He's sitting at the kitchen table, engrossed in folding and shaping, trying to create the perfect plane. As he throws his first plane, it soars across the room, circling around before landing at Michelle Obama's feet. She picks it up, laughing, and hands it back to Biden. But just as she does, she notices something off. Biden's face has gone pale and he clutches his stomach. Seems like the dog biscuit incident has found its next victim. Biden, in a desperate attempt to avoid repeating Trump's chimney fiasco, rushes to the window, leaning out and, well, let's just say the garden's got a new fertilizer. Michelle Obama, trying to suppress her laughter, points out the window. "Joe, you're supposed to fly planes out the window, not your lunch." The house is filled with laughter yet again, as Biden, now feeling better, chuckles and tosses another paper plane out the window. Stay tuned, we're not done with the laughs or the recipes yet. Now let's move on to our next recipe, the Republican or Democratic truffles with a pink lemonade twist. Begin by preparing the mixture. In a bowl, blend together softened cream cheese with crushed graham crackers or cookies of your choice until they form a unified blend. The zest of a lemon and a splash of pink lemonade concentrate will then be added to the mix, providing a refreshing tang that perfectly contrasts the richness of the cream cheese and chocolate. As you mix these ingredients together, you'll notice the aromatic zest of the lemon harmoniously blending with the sweet notes of the cream cheese and graham crackers. This is where the magic happens. This is where your truffles start to take shape. Now it's time to add a splash of colour. If you're making both types of truffles, divide your mixture into two. For the Republican truffles, a few drops of red food colouring will do the trick, or you could leave them in their natural chocolate hue. For the Democratic truffles, a drop or two of blue food colouring will suffice. Alternatively, you can let the white chocolate speak for itself. Once your mixtures are coloured to your liking, it's time to form the truffles. Scoop small portions of the mixture and gently roll them into balls. Place these on a lined baking sheet and let them chill in the fridge for about 15 to 20 minutes to firm up. While they're chilling, melt your chocolate. Dark chocolate for the Republican truffles and white chocolate for the Democratic ones. Once melted, dip each truffle into the chocolate, ensuring it's fully coated, then place it back on the lined sheet. Finally, add a dash of sparkle to your truffles with some edible glitter or colourful sprinkles. This is your chance to get creative and add that personal touch. Once decorated, let them chill in the fridge until the chocolate coating hardens. Don't forget to chill your truffles until the chocolate hardens. Then you're ready to serve them with a side of pink lemonade. So there you have it, 2 delicious recipes to make your political discussions a bit more tasty. We've journeyed through the process of whipping up Trump and Kamala cookies, each with their own unique flavor profiles. Our Trump cookies are simple and classic, with a hint of orange, while our Kamala cookies offer a delightful mix of warm spices. We also dived into the creation of our Republican or Democratic truffles, each with a zesty pink lemonade twist. Whether you prefer the rich, dark chocolate of the Republican truffles or the creamy white chocolate of the Democratic ones, these truffles are sure to be a hit at your next gathering. Remember, these recipes aren't just about the culinary experience. They're also about the joy of creativity, the thrill of trying something new, and the fun of sharing these treats with friends and family. So go ahead, roll up your sleeves and let your kitchen become a playground of flavors and colors. Remember, the goal is to have fun and enjoy the process, no matter what side of the aisle you're on. Happy baking!